Bought a barrels. Back for a bloody podcast about footy while we're drinking some beer.
And I'm glad you didn't say Supercoach because Huddo and I don't want to talk about it.
Well, yeah, I was knocked out last week. And
I'll talk about it.
And listen,
Not happy about
I
it.
won't be bloody happy about it.
Now, there has been a bit of talk in the past couple of weeks from fans. I've been getting a lot of fan mail saying that there wasn't enough attention paid on my overall performance. So if you got anything to say
On
about
the
that.
pod or your Supercoach performance?
On the pod.
Oh, why?
There was no... There was.
You-
we went
'cause you
missing for a
drifted.
week. It's just like,
Oh.
it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't...
Do we have loyal fans that care if we miss a week?
Yeah, we've got loyal fans. They asked, and they were like, what do the boys reckon of Simo's bloody Supercoach journey? But we'll do a full recap at some stage, I'm sure.
Pretty incredible.
We do have a loyal fan who
scenes.
actually sent through a message, Huddo, that Simo's aware of, but you're not.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So our mate in the umpiring fraternity...
Oh, so it wasn't on here.
Yeah, no, but...
I should have got him to send it through.
That would have been good. But our mate in the umpiring fraternity...
I hope he's mad at me.
He sent through a message that said, Simo will be very happy because it's quite close. It's not quite North Melbourne going bowling, but all the umpires went bowling together.
Oh! Yeah, well, I mean, they've been just as bad as North Melbourne recently, so it makes sense.
It may have just been the goalies.
Yeah, no, the goal
Maybe.
up. Yeah, but like, no offense to... Because he is our mate, but...
Not this
what's
again.
What's the point?
No, you and this tirade.
What's the point?
Because what's going to happen to those gentlemen in the crowd that sit in the front row and right before the goalie signal says, "Goal umpire, how big's your dick?" What's happened to that guy?
I remember your original... Not your original argument, but one of them was... when I said, what's the point? And you said, well, who's going to wave the flags?
Well, that. And that. But mainly the guy in the front row with the joke thing.
But I tell you what, in response to that, I'm glad they went bowling because it'll bring everyone together.
Yeah.
And the smiling assassin... Did you
Haven't
know?
seen him in a while.
Yeah, but he actually bowls weekly in bowling league. It is league bowling.
Do
That's
you know
why.
that?
That's why he's always smiling. So
If bowling makes you happy.
I may have made that up, but also,
But it makes sense. Yeah.
bowling would be so much more fun with goal umpires because it's like if someone,
Strikes.
Hold it. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
That was going to be...
spare
I
or
hope,
whatever.
I hope goal
Yeah,
umpires like live it
absolutely.
all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's like, g'day, Sime, how are you? You're a goal umpire. It's like, good, thank you.
Yeah, and also
Not so good.
I've got a number of other things that have just floated into my brain as far as like turning off this light switch. They're just like on the lazy boy and they pull out the flags and the light goes off. I don't know. We need to have our friend on the pod and ask him all these questions. But
Does
maybe
he want to be known? We could do like a current affair thing where we do him as a silhouette and change
Giving
his
Kermit the
voice.
Frog's voice.
I remember the goal. I remember he was running towards me and he said, "You better call that goal, you dog."
anyway, very good. Well, we're gonna go.
I needed something to laugh about.
We'll get into the
that's
games,
top
but
notch.
we'll just bloody zip through them. So Friday night we had Brisbane Lions 81, St Kilda Saints 66.
This is actually, I was looking forward to this game and it didn't disappoint. But if you're a St Kilda supporter, Max King did disappoint you. If you're a Supercoach player who thought you were a genius having Jack Steele in after he came back from his injury and as a pod, you would have watched the other night
You fool.
wondering what happened to the real Jack Steele as he jogged around, clocking up the kilometres but having zero impact on the game and looking like he didn't want contact, which is not what Jack Steele does.
Because he got bloody played out of it by the barometer.
Well, he wasn't tagged.
Well, he went to head with Matheson.
Yeah, who was a lot better than him.
At least it's a good.
Statistically, no. But
Oh, well.
At least it's a good test to see if the stat system works, and it seems
Yeah.
like he didn't have an impact on the game.
No.
So
Well,
58
yeah.
is what he got.
Otherwise, notable players, Symes man, who is no longer Symes man, but I bet he wishes that he was, Daniel Rich.
Yeah,
One-
well, I should've
120.
Oh, well, he does the kickouts as was mentioned.
And I'm going to go full AFL here and declare breakout games after one game.
Yes, we love that.
After a career of mediocrity. Cam Rayner kicked 4
There you go.
was the
and won
difference.
it. Won
There
it
you
for
go.
Brisbane.
that's good.
So he will be a Hall of Famer based on
Yeah.
this game. It's written in the stars.
You know who could be a Hall of Famer, who his Supercoach stats may not suggest it, but he just looks the class above everybody, is
Mason Wood.
the Clug,
Oh,
Hugh McCluggage.
no, he'll be-
Mason Wood was fantastic.
Mason Wood. Hugh McCluggage will be a very unfortunate AA squad member and won't make the 22 for the 4th year in a row.
Probably.
In my opinion, which is worth nothing. Mason Wood, 99. That's his 4th straight score of 98 plus. Is he reborn as a wingman of St Kilda wingman?
He couldn't miss, unlike his
Wingman.
bloody Borat, mate.
Wingman. Who else? That's about it. Gee, Zach Jones scored 89 after coming on.
He looked like he had a point to prove.
The only note I have on this game is King. Everyone was talking about how he copped an absolute bath. Now I think
Well, not really.
No, he kicked 0-5.
yeah,
Like he had the,
but
so he dominated his matchup. He just can't kick.
If it was
But-
5 straight, they win.
but that's always been the case. I remember last
Yeah.
season talking
Yeah.
about that.
Well, it's come out like in the mainstream media, not the Border Barrels podcast. We are mainstream.
Yeah.
To me. This is my AFL news.
Yeah.
I make the news and that's all I listen to.
I only listen to my own news.
Make and break the news. Apparently Matt Lloyd last year was like, oh yeah, I'll come down to the Saints and help him kick.
yeah,
And they were just like, no, thank you.
yeah.
And like, isn't it looking bad now? And it's so funny because like their forwards coach is Jared Ruffhead, who
He
is
went through his own.
notoriously-
He went through his
yeah.
own troubles
Yeah,
Well,
but
early in his career. Then he got better.
it's one of those things we were talking about on another thing about collaboration. Who cares who he played for or how it looks
Yeah.
or whatever? If he knows how to kick,
But I don't think it's who he played for because apparently
Who he played
Nick
for?
Riewoldt also offered.
yeah.
And
Why
they
wouldn't
were
you
like,
ta-
no.
I'd
But-
ask someone from the bloody crowd to
well,
ask me how to kick.
This,
if
at
they're a
this
better kick
stage,
than me,
at this stage, he needs whatever he can.
yeah.
Didn't they have what was the Facebook when he first went through his kicking woes that apparently still haven't finished? They said put some goals instead of a gate at the St Kilda training ground, so he has to drive through the goals every day to training,
Oh,
so he
yeah.
knows how to put him through the big sticks.
Yeah, right.
I
There
will
you
make
go.
one
That's
other
pretty funny.
one other point before we move on from that game because my mum and my nan I was talking to, they watched this game the other night.
They offered as well.
You know, they said I just can't believe that Max King, he's getting paid so much money. He just looks like he misses and it just looks like he doesn't care. And I said I can probably give you some clarification on that. Back in the day, players used to really wear their heart on their sleeve when they'd do something disappointing. These days, the clubs do employ sports psychologists. And one of the main things that they will say to a player is, just because you do one thing that's a mistake, just got to forget about it straight away, move on to the next one. You'll get the next one. That's the way you got to look at it. See, he did it
Yeah.
5 times.
As a fan,
but
though.
I can understand you would think that, oh, he looks like he doesn't care enough. But in his mind, he's saying, no, because if I am fully disappointed by this, I probably won't actually clunk the next mark because I'll be so in my head I won't even get to the spot to have the chance to do it.
No, but it's more about them moving on. Like, I probably like it when someone makes a mistake and they're like, because it's like it seems like they give a fuck and they hold themselves to a higher standard. It's not even the caring. It's like, it just seems like if he misses, he's like, oh, well, I guess that's me.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you are disappointed by missing a goal and you even show it for a split second, it's not even like the care factor. It's like you expect better from yourself.
I see both points. I think it's more just giving it some context as to why.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just reckon you should be a little bit annoyed at yourself because otherwise it's just like the kid coming in 9th getting the medal. It's like, what are you talking about? 9th? There's not a 9th place medal. There's not that many
Sorry,
colours of medal. Anyway.
would you
There's
like?
a lot of metal colours, I reckon.
Would you
There
like
probably
the
is, so take that
the
back.
crazy AFL news from the weekend right now, or
I don't know.
just about what you just said?
Sure.
Actually, reminds me of something.
Okay.
In the schoolboys championships in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So I forget which schools were playing against each other.
Assumption College and Old Melbourne.
It was someone Grammar.
Melbourne
and
Grammar.
Someone else.
No, it was Melbourne Grammar versus someone. I saw too many posts about it
And,
that I don't care about.
The grand final was a draw. Do you know what they do in case of a draw in that league?
Kick off.
Oh, penalty shootout. Everyone has a kick from 35 out directly in front.
Both teams are declared premiers, and everyone gets a medal.
Shut up.
Nah.
And they both teams are in the picture together doing the one finger like we won our first flag.
And
I'm like,
then-
that is literally not what it is.
And then their
No.
mums come out and all
Nah.
give them a big kiss.
They all got to have their hands on the cup, both teams.
Nah.
I couldn't. I thought it was a joke.
Nah, that's ridiculous. You wouldn't feel good about that.
Nah.
It's like,
Nah.
oh well. Yeah.
How manufactured did the photo look? Like, did anyone in that photo look like they were genuinely happy to be
Yeah.
there? Or they were all
that's-
like,
They was celebrating.
Yeah, that's
Tom, Put the one up and smile, you dickhead.
No, because I only saw it first because Dylan Moore was there watching and he had it on his Instagram story with like both teams in a huddle together. I'm like, what's that? And then I saw the post come up a bit later.
So that's on the day AFL's the winner, that one. That's what it is.
Footy's the real winner.
What about the other news was that game, Lara versus someone else, and it got halfway through the third, they stopped the game because of lightning, and there's a photo of a lightning bolt hitting a tree and just exploding in flames.
Yeah, that'll get you. I'm glad they called it
imagine if
off.
that was the full forward.
Yeah, well, it would have been bloody Mason Cox if he's on the field because he's a big tree.
And his glasses are bloody just attracting lightning.
Side note, I was just looking at the Supercoach scores on Fan Footy of the Sydney Collingwood game that we've got on, and they've got a logo for Mason Cox now.
Glasses?
So Paddy McCartan has the goggles next to him because he's playing on Mason Cox.
Yes, I did see that last week.
Very good form.
Becky twat.
Like the thing is, like,
good on him.
he's always upset, like, people are picking on him. But, like, if we put out a T-shirt that had Specky McGee on it, which is a AFL child's classic book.
Yeah, it's a reference point to something good
with
about
the photo
sport.
of him in his glasses. Is that bad or is that good? Because I think that's a funny shirt, but also it doesn't...
It's not ripping
It's
on
not
him.
mean. He just wears glasses.
It's like all those Carlton draft shirts they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, cool. We'll keep moving.
Moving on.
Yes, we are on to Saturday. Yes, because that's what day it was when these games were played.
And it comes after the Friday game.
It does.
Friday's
Saturday's day game.
Friday's night game.
I'm sick of you blokes.
I
Western
wouldn't
Bulldogs,
blame you, honestly.
62. The Orange team, 57.
Fuck you, dogs!
Yeah, there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, fuck you, dogs. That's from every Carlton fan.
Oh, we'll get to that. But
Yeah.
I didn't get to see any of this game, but I will just point out right from the get-go, I think I've mentioned before how bad my luck has been with vice captains and captain scores in Supercoach. I had McRae, and the fact that he, as a VC, and the fact he top scored, I just went, righto, 114 sucks, but I'm taking it. It's 228 guaranteed.
What about this game? I sent you a list of players and their stats with no Supercoach and no names. It was pure stats, and I said, based on these, knowing that the game they all played in the same game, it was 7 players. Based on that, who do you think top scored? And you had the top scorer of the game, Tom Green, scoring 125. Out of 7 players, you had him third from bottom in your guess. Behind, who you had second, Bailey Dale, who scored 88. And I just think there is situational things in footy, and that's what Champion Data's like, it's situational based, but it's a bit rubbish.
You didn't have, like, tap-ons to advantage.
Yeah, like, no tap-on to advantage. Number of letters in surname, which I assume is why Bont has such a high score. Because he went from 52, he got a clearance handball, and I looked back, no other touches, 97.
We'll have to go.
No, actually it wasn't 97. What did I say? It was 29, so it was actually 82. Okay. Still, that's a lot of points.
I'd have to say that I don't have a dog in this fight.
No, but you do, don't you?
Yeah, I do, but I don't have an opinion.
No.
I don't really know what's going on with the scoring.
Either way, all the Supercoach relevant players scored well. McRae 114, Bont 100. Libba got tagged by Harry Perryman. What a fucking stat line for Perryman, by the way. But Libba, he spent a lot of time off with doing a concussion test as well in the third quarter. He came back and scored 95. Dunkley was on 70 at halftime, I reckon. Scored 90. But GWS side, Perryman, like I said, 23 touches, 6 marks, 14 tackles.
It's huge.
At quarter time, he had 7 tackles, which was pretty impressive.
Cog still going for it?
Cogs 116. Sime, you'd be...
Yeah, annoyed.
Yep.
Annoyed.
Thought so. And then the old Hindenburg, Harry Himmelberg, 100.
Still playing in the back line?
Nope. Yet another game where Mark McVeigh had Harry Himmelberg in the back line, and they took the lead with Harry Himmelberg in the back line. And they went, well, we need goals, so we'll put him up forward. And you know what he did? Didn't kick a goal. And they lost. Who would have fucking thought that moving your best backman, your best intercept marking backman forward would hinder your team?
Now, Supercoach
Hindelberg.
next year, let's say they have a pre-season Supercoach competition where you change the rules.
Yeah.
You get like 1.25 times the points if you have them on the field in their correct position.
What do you mean?
Like, so
he's in my forward line.
Yeah,
if that's what you're saying.
But he's in my back line. So, you know.
But there's neither are wrong.
Yeah, no.
Because he plays forward and back.
That would be difficult.
I think the
it'd be game by game, but I guess you can play. Yeah.
No, so Simo's point is that last year when everybody had Jack Zeeble in your forward line, and he was just getting kick-outs left, right and centre, that if he actually spent a game playing forward like he's in your team, you'd get 1.25 points.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just 1-for-1 when he's in the back line.
Or
do we lower it to 0.75?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Or when coaches name players and they start a game in a position, you're not allowed to fucking move them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No. Yeah, the coaches aren't allowed to move them because of Supercoach.
Yeah, or like if the coach moves them and like when they go to move someone, so say they go Himmelberg forward line, they have to put it on Twitter and everyone votes and they go no, and he has to chuck him back in the back line.
Or if they move them, they get their fuel siphoned by a fan each week, and they have to. And for some reason, they don't know that it's happening, and they get stranded on the freeway.
The game finishes, and they're like, "Righto, Mark, you moved Himmelberg. You shouldn't have done it. You're getting your fuel siphoned."
How annoying!
How are you getting home ticket?
Yeah. No,
should have thought about that when you moved him.
And you can't call an Uber either. All right, next game.
We're taking your phone service.
Oh,
what's happening?
Adelaide Crows 103, North Melbourne 74.
The most important thing out of all of this, did you guys see the footage of Cunners coming out on the ground?
I didn't see it, but I hope he got a...
He was carrying
an ovation.
It was very nice because they did something after the game and they were saying he cried because he's like, I think I've seen my wife cry 2 or 3 times, and seeing her cry, seeing me come out, he started bawling.
He was carrying his kids and crying as he was walking through the banner.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, they've won. I don't care what the score is. They've won the game.
Yeah, it was disappointing that they ended up losing, but
Adelaide's doing well to finish the season off. Their list is in an interesting spot too. We know North Melbourne's list issue is more to do with coaching development. We've spoken about that. But Adelaide's is interesting because they've still got like Laird and some of their like Tex are still playing good footy and all that sort of stuff. But they've got some young mids doing well, and their backline is. It's just I don't know exactly where they're at for the next 3 years. I can't predict where they'll be in 3 years' time.
Well, I think the problem is that you can't. They're younger players you've seen flashes of, but you haven't seen the ability to step up. Except if that makes sense.
One young man.
Like Jake Saligo will be a gun.
He's good. Sam Berry we like.
Yeah, Sam Berry's a gun. Schomburg, you're like, oh, yeah, he does a thing or two.
He's regressed a tad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Darcy Fogarty is
Yeah, Darcy Fogarty.
Arrived.
Yeah, he's very good.
McAdam is up there.
The thing with North, and I was looking at this, like looking at why a team like Hawthorn looks to be so much better placed right now, like just the way they're playing footy versus Essendon. It's the senior players playing more of a role. At Essendon, our senior players, like older statesmen, it's like Heppel. That's it. Whereas Hawthorn's got like Gunston, Bruce, McAvoy, who's leaving. Like, you've got other, like Mitchell, O'Meara, like they've been around this AFL
It depends on how old, but Sisler's 27. Like, so
yeah. Whereas like Essendon right now, after Smith retires, like at the end of the season, if we don't bring anyone in, we only have 3 players over the age of 25, I think.
That are like in the best 22.
Which is at all on the list.
Because Hurley is still there, but
like so
Stewart's a bit older.
There's a place for like when you're young. That's why Adelaide look quite good as well, is because they're older players like Tex, Keys, Laird.
Jordan Dawson's not that old, but he's been in the system for a little bit.
Like you look at Tex, 3rd top scorer on the week in the game. Laird, 2nd top scorer.
Dawson first.
Dawson up there.
Brody Smith still kicking back in the ball.
Rob.
I had Dawson, by the way.
Oh yeah, I didn't have Dawson.
Oh, you brought him in recently, didn't you? Jawson. We love a good Jawson.
I had Ben Keys, who scored 66 after having a first quarter 42.
What happened?
Yeah, right.
He went forward.
Oh, he was okay the other week when he pushed forward, but
yeah, no, you look at the stats and you're like, why? 19 touches, 4 marks, 4 tackles and a behind for 66. It's tough.
It'd be so confusing being an AFL player because, like, you know, he got those stats, yet he goes to his car and he's got 41,000 messages saying, good game, dickhead.
and no petrol.
Yeah.
He got his... No, Nick's got his fuel siphon.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
and there's just a bloody just about this long of the I don't know. I've never siphoned fuel, but I think I was going to talk about a bong or something. Bong. Yeah, but like that classic green garden hose is just laying there as evidence. Boom, boom.
You always get some in your mouth.
Yes.
When you siphon
With
fuel.
another rookie we missed out on that scored quite well yesterday for North Melbourne is Callan Dawson. He scored pretty well in his first 3 games. Yeah. The other one that had, we love an almost game. And a favourite of mine, I don't know if it's a favourite of you boys, but I love Cam Zurhaar.
Yeah.
I love his story.
Well,
I just love what
apparently he's
about.
playing for Essendon.
I've heard some rumours.
That's the one that got the dog.
Yeah, that's what we like.
And the very bad tattoos.
Yeah, but...
They've popped up recently. Maybe they've been the reason why he's kicking 2 goals for and not 4 goals.
2 goals for, though. So he's one of those players that can kick 5 or 6 and win the game off his own boot.
We better smash through this because I've got some stuff at the end of this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right, sorry. We're
let's
spending
keep
too much
moving.
time on a game that meant not much.
All right.
None of these games mean anything to me.
Next game, Geelong Cats 119.
The goal comes
59.
Oh, I can't.
Finally got to put those two together.
That's good.
Why can't I get this? Oh, error 404.
Well, look,
we don't have
oi,
stats
oi.
for that, so we're
Yeah.
going to have to skip it.
Well, all you need to know is Tuke scored 125 in
Yeah.
a performance where they scored 59 as a team.
And
Yeah.
also the
And-
other interesting one was that I actually forgot for a whole 24 hours that I owned Jared Witts
There you
until
go.
today. And
Yeah.
I went, what did Jared Witts score? And he
Yeah.
scored 116.
He did very
and
well.
Geelong are very fucking good.
And Tom Stewart was on 33,
Yeah,
and
and
I didn't see
scored
him do
98.
anything, and then ended on 98.
And the Hawk had a good game.
Well, the Hawk had 12 touches for 115 or something and
Yeah.
only kicked 1 goal.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
What a
um,
goal
Well,
assist.
Supercoach loves the Hawk as well, as much as I do.
I don't have stats for that one. And
So-
Melbourne Carlton, we can talk about the footy because I don't have stats for it. But
I'll just tell you, I don't
Melbourne-
like Sam Walsh anymore.
Melbourne 79. Cambridge, beautiful.
Another game
Cripps
this season.
rightly got off. I'm in the camp of correct decision because whatever reason that you can see both sides of the argument.
I still
But-
reckon that thing on Friday night, they just were talking and
Yeah.
talking and talking. And if I was the one making the decisions, I'd be like, if you shut up, like
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
play.
he can play. Like if you just shut your mouth
Yeah.
and end this,
Fuck
and we
it.
go home,
Yeah.
and then you go outside and your fuel's been siphoned. Anyway,
We can't use that one again. That's 3 times.
Ah.
A callback once is...
Nah, we can keep using it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
but
Um,
other episodes.
But yeah, he was very good as well. He was just throwing himself in there, and that's what he did with the Archie thing. It looked bad, but he's. I saw a post by his dad, actually, which is weird.
that's when you're going deep, when
Brad-
you're following the dad.
Brad Cripps wrote,
Patrick Cripps' dad's name is Brad?
"Yeah, this
Are
is
they the same age?
Yeah.
This is the first time Paddy has been suspended in his whole football career. He has never even been reported. He hunts the ball always. God help you if you get in his way. He plays it hard but fair. Bad luck, mate. They got it wrong.
Can
Yeah,
I also
but like
point
it-
out that his dad can't spell his name?
Maybe they do it with 2 Ds.
Don't know, but if I killed someone, it's like Simo's never killed before. Like,
Yeah, no, but that's. I think the thing is, like, it's in a contest like that, you do have the players that have known to target the head, whereas Cripps, he's always targeted the footy,
Yeah.
and he just happened to be a touch late.
He was just going too hard, trying to get his team into finals.
In the game overall, the
Beauty.
funniest thing was that I messaged our group and said, "Wow, Lewis Young could be a very underrated pickup." He proceeded to give away a holding the ball in which Ben Brown took a mark and kicked a goal, and then he also, when the game was in the balance, instead of punching it or taking a mark, he let the ball hit him in the
He
face,
spoiled it with his face.
and it went out.
But you're missing out the other thing about that. When you sent that message, the secondary message to the young one was Ben Brown only 0-1. Then he kicked the goal straight after.
Because Lewis Young had kept him to 0-1.
He's
But-
one of those ones I was saying to Hud beforehand. He's one of those ones that you look on fan footy every week and he's up the top of the bloody scorer. So I reckon he might be one for next year.
He was young.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
scored. Like, I don't think it's quite every week, but Lewis.
There's just a few.
Yeah.
I wish I had noted them down, but I didn't. So
Well, while you
fucking
search
get
Like,
over-
Adam Sard's always one that
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
oh, yeah,
that no one
shit,
sort of
he's up
picked, but
there.
yeah. he
While you
does
search
have
that, I've got 2 coincidences for
Yeah,
you. One
Kawinki
involving
Dinkers.
Lewis Young.
Kawinky Dinkers.
Did you know that in the last 2 years, 2 Western Bulldogs players have left and they're both L Young?
Nope.
Do you know which one the other
Lockie.
team the other player went to?
No.
North Melbourne.
There you go.
2 L Youngs are playing defence. Both left the same team to go to different teams.
And I always get confused between the two. Are they brothers?
Maybe they were clones.
Nah, I don't think so.
But Lewis Young, like he scores at 75 plus every week, which isn't the worst pick if he can.
He's
be
averaging more
around
than Zach Bailey.
300k. Yeah, 78.9 career year. But yeah, Cozzy Pickett, good goal. Racial fucking vilification on Twitter after the game.
Oh, no, I
which
didn't
is
see
Oh,
that.
fuck.
par for the course in the AFL apparently now. Like Archie got abused.
And
for
Carlton
getting
are one of
knocked
the
out.
most this is what annoys me. Some
But
supporter bases
no,
have
no, no, no.
multicultural teams.
So yeah, not a Carlton fan. Brisbane fan.
Wait.
Oddly.
Oh, with the Archie one or the?
No. With the Cozzy one last night, someone was abusing Cozzy. And
Was it a fake? Sorry, not a fake profile,
no,
but one of those.
but yeah,
Regardless.
people did research. Brisbane fan. I don't know, but either way, just cop it. I didn't like. At the end of the day, Essendon had the most brutal of losses against Collingwood, our most heated rival, and I wasn't very happy. But I wasn't going to abuse JB Elliott over it. Why do you abuse people for being good?
Yeah, I know.
You'd be
it's
frustrated,
weird.
but yeah.
You would be frustrated.
Like, I'm more frustrated with Essendon allowing Collingwood to go the length of the fucking field to kick a winning goal.
All
Like, those pricks. No, sorry.
Well, keep going.
Yep.
Fremantle Doggers, 71.
I don't have stats for this
The
either,
other
apparently.
coincidence, though,
What's going
involves
on?
a
here?
West. That's okay. Involves a West Coast player.
Excellent.
What do you reckon the chances would have been that both Josh Kennedys retired in the same week?
I reckon 3-1.
Because they've been around for a long time.
Yeah. They have.
Long time.
Maybe
And
they've
to
got
re-
a pact.
And what
maybe.
about that? Did
The
that?
AFL can only have 2 or 0 Josh Kennedys.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the post about it all, though?
No, I
So
haven't.
over in WA, Xavier Ellis got some shirts made and it said, congratulations on your retirement, and it just had a picture of the Sydney Josh Kennedy on it.
That's pretty funny.
The other one was that
Google
someone because the Sydney Kennedy announced it afterwards, and someone went, Josh Kennedy, the handsome one, has retired.
Nah, that's pretty good.
West Coast Josh Kennedy isn't.
Oh, I love a
the
good
worst looking
beard,
bloke.
a good grey beard. We love a good grey
He's
beard.
not the worst looking bloke. I mean, he's not winning.
He looks like a
any
lumberjack.
contest.
We love a good rugged lumberjack.
I did listen to Xavier Ellis on the radio during the week, and they were like, "What do you reckon of Josh Kennedy? Will he stick around the club?" And he's like, "I reckon Josh Kennedy will never watch a game of footy again.
He's one of those guys.
He's going to move back to Northampton, which is a tiny town where the Cripps family are from. He's from this kind of thing." And they're like, "Yep, he's done. That's it." And yeah, he just doesn't care about football. Apparently, in there was like a thing, and they said, "Who's the worst person in the media? The worst like journalist?" And he put Xavier Ellis's name forward, and Xavier went, "Come on, man, surely you can put someone else." And sent him a list of all these journalists. And Josh was like, "I put your name because you're the only one I've heard of."
That's so good.
Like, he just didn't know anyone else.
Oh, how good.
But yeah, that's digression from yesterday's game.
But
But
yeah,
congrats to both Kennedys. They've both been
Oh.
fucking awesome for their clubs. Both premiership players for their clubs.
I got to see the Sydney/Hawthorn Josh Kennedy's
No,
debut
not
game.
/Hawthorn.
No, but I saw his debut game because he was
Yeah.
playing for Hawthorn. And I was also happy I got to see West Coast Josh Kennedy's last game in Melbourne live. So that was a nice little...
But yeah,
very
good. With
good.
those
in the
boys.
game, Brayshaw got tagged and got off the leash. Tachi still scored. What did he score? 106.
Yep, no, he was still pretty good.
William Brodie scored 104.
Darcy was the one.
Sean
Yeah,
Darcy scored
smashed it.
150 something. He got the best on ground medal.
Yeah. Ross Glendenning.
Big Shrek. But surprising, West Coast kept up for most of the game until Freo kicked away. But this is West Coast aren't as bad as they seem this year. I think I don't know if I sent it in the group chat, but I think their back six is incredible. If Barras isn't all Australian, something's wrong.
Yeah, backline's going
He's got to be a fullback.
There's going to be a lot of conjecture.
Who
because
would you say would be a better fullback than Tom Barras is?
No, I wouldn't really
Bazzo.
say. I wouldn't
For 2
necessarily
quarters, he was
say-
all right.
I wouldn't necessarily say anybody, but I think the selectors will. So
Yeah,
we'll wait and see.
I don't. But the thing is, the only other person that I would suggest would be Stephen May. But Tom Barras has just done it all year.
Can I ask you a question?
And Tom Barras didn't get in a fight with his teammates.
That's
so
true.
Yeah, that was weird.
What do you think is a cut-off point for being in the All-Australian team for how many games you played?
No, well, it has to be majority.
Okay,
It
so-
has, and not even majority. It has to be 90% plus.
So here's a question.
So if it's 22 games, I need to see at least 20.
One of the best, probably the best general defender in the AFL,
Who?
well, you'll know what I'm getting at in a sec, missed 4 games with suspension and has had at least 3 or 4 quiet games, like we'll allow
Tom
everyone.
Stewart.
So that means that he's had at least 8 games, which is almost half of a season where he couldn't contribute. So
Yeah,
I don't think he's in the All-Australian team.
I wouldn't have him in there because all Australian you need it's a
It's
consistency
consistency.
as much as it is your best. Now, aside from those 3 games, he could be an exception to the rule because he has in the games he's played, he's been
Still
so
in the best.
outstandingly
Yeah.
good.
He's had a couple of quiet ones, but everyone does.
Yeah,
so that's
and
okay.
And he missed. Yeah, whereas like you look at I don't know guys like
Well, his best comparison is James Sicily, who has played
Yeah.
every game and been consistent.
Yeah.
I think he's a lock, personally. I think most
yeah,
people
James
do.
Sicily could go close. I think defence is going to be pretty tough this year to break into. Like you look at it, like Freo's conceded the least amount of scoring shots in the comp. They're a top 8 team.
But which player is
Alex
going to make
Pearce.
it?
Fuck, he's
Do you think...
I don't think he's played enough games, so he might have missed a couple.
Oh, PC.
Alex Pearce, and like put him in for fucking that spoil last night alone.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, let's keep her moving.
Keep
We're
it moving,
keep
keep
it
it going.
we're not even going to
Sunday's
talk about the live
games.
Sydney Collingwood game.
Nah.
We're just going to go Richmond, Hawthorn, and then I've got some things.
So here we go. Richmond, 128.
Now, all I'll say
Oh,
is...
damn, I had something for the Freo West
20
Coast game. That's a wonderful stat that I wanted to quiz you on.
well, let me just get through
Can
my
we go
excuse.
rewind? Yeah, okay.
20 goals, 8. Great kicking. 9-13. If we just kicked a bit straighter,
Yeah, I
No.
know.
wouldn't have looked as bad,
Yeah,
would it?
yeah.
I tell you what. What about Richmond kicking 8 goals from 11 inside 50s in the third quarter?
Yeah, that's...
Tom Lynch kicking 8 and giving James Blank such a hard time. They put Denver
Oh.
Granger Barras on him,
Well-
and he gave him such a hard time that they put Sicily on him. And the first inside 50, Tom Lynch marked a goal.
Sicily played in the midfield a lot today.
Yeah.
That was odd. Sorry, let's go back to your stat. Would you like to? Or
Oh
you
yeah,
at the
sorry.
end?
Because the game was, it was whatever it
It was a
was.
game.
Yeah, Supercoach wise, Jaden Short another 100. Cool.
First one in a little while.
Yeah, Shea Bolton tagged out of it. He scored 57.
Hold on, Simon. What trade did you make this week?
So I got rid of bloody Short.
For
Oh, that's what we. That's what we.
oh
don't know.
hamstring awareness month.
Hall,
What did he score?
90 something.
97.
It's not the worst trade unless he tears his hamstring, which is he could have done.
I've got
when
back up
when
with
he was
Chris.
running after the guy siphoning fuel out of his car.
Yes, exactly.
Lord.
Ben McAvoy top scored after scaling for Hawthorn, 119.
Oh.
Sicily 118, and no one has anyone else, I hope.
How did my first picked player next year go? Which is Dylan Moore. from
Hayden Young.
asking.
81.
That's pretty
Fair
good.
few touches. Didn't
Yeah, so if we go rewind, you're a better rewind person, Simon.
Good. It's real good rewind.
So Freo West Coast last night. David Mundy, don't look.
Sorry.
It's a stat. David Mundy, game 373, and Shannon Hearn 319 went head to head. The first time the club's AFL record holders have played against each other since who?
Oh, so wait, are they?
So Mundy is the Freo Games record holder.
Yeah.
Hearn is West Coast. It's
Yeah.
the first time a club's games record holder has played against each other since.
But is it man on man or is it
No,
just
no,
two
no.
teams? The two teams
in the
that play each
game.
other.
They've
Okay.
played in the same game.
Right. Wait, how long ago was this? Before we try and think about 1965.
No, it's not. It's you'd know it. It's not like Jimmy and Damo in 72 or whatever.
Is it Sean Burgoyne and Robbie Gray?
It's not. It's David Swallow and Joel Selwood in the game beforehand.
There you go. That'll get you.
The goal comes.
Yeah, it's pretty. I just saw that and I was like, that's funny because like people would be like, oh,
What a
that
stat.
seems like a 90s thing, and like yeah. So that was my cool stat.
Nah, that was.
But I thought after the games we'd go through, I'd made up a little bit of thing.
made up a little bit of thing.
Not all of the thing, just a little bit of it.
Why does Brad Johnson look like a like a teacher that
Yeah, he
was
looks
teaching
like
at
a
university,
professor.
and they're like, mate, you don't know quite enough, so go back to like regular random regional high school. And he tries to demand a lot more respect than the kids are willing to give him.
Or his dad's offered him a jacket on the way out. Go on, just wear it.
It was paying tribute to the retirees for the year. So far this year, 14 people have announced their retirement from AFL. So,
In memoriam.
yeah, pretty much. But it's got a Supercoach theme, and it will test your guys. And by your guys, I mean Zach's knowledge.
Oh, yeah, because I know him. I know all of this.
So, Simo, if I named all 14, I don't reckon Simo would even know who 4 of them played for.
It's possible.
So what are you asking me to do?
Oh,
Name
I'm gonna say, so out of the 14, do you know who they are? I can give you.
I reckon
I'd
I'd probably know.
I'll give you a quick list so Simon can say yes or no to knowing them. Jordan Roughhead from Collingwood.
No.
Okay. McDonald, Tip and Woody. You know him.
Yep.
Devon Smith.
I was told about him the other day.
David Mundy.
Yeah, I know him.
Matt DeBoer.
Hang on, I
GWS.
need to write down, see if I know the teams.
What do you mean?
Oh, I was going to, you said, anyway, doesn't matter. Who?
Matt DeBoer.
Nah.
Ben McAvoy.
Yes.
Majak Daw.
Yes.
Tom Lynch.
Yes.
Not the Richmond Tom Lynch.
Yeah, right. Okay, no.
Stephen Motlop.
I have heard of him.
Josh Caddy.
No.
Kane Lambert.
No.
Jaron Geary.
No.
Jared.
And the 2 Josh Kennedys.
Yes and no.
So they're the 14.
2 Josh Kennedys. Oh, Jared Geary, and then
No. I knew one Josh Kennedy, but not the other Josh
You didn't
Kennedy.
know the West Coast? You didn't know him?
I
You know of him, but
oh,
right. So, can you tell me, Zach, from highest to lowest, just give me who you think had the best Supercoach year on average throughout their career. So it's like 1 year. I don't need you to give me the year, but out of the 14, who do you think averaged the most for
Sydney
a single
Josh
year?
Kennedy.
Yes. Who would you say would be second and third? They're both over 100 in a year.
Devon Smith.
No.
Ooh,
Close
Ben
fourth.
McAvoy.
Ben McAvoy is third.
Second. It wasn't other Josh Kennedy, was it?
No.
Who was someone else that you said?
He was fifth, actually. He is a midfielder. Probably one of the longest careers.
Oh, Mundy.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course.
Career Supercoach average.
Oh, that was a shocker.
Top 3. Same 3.
oh, yeah.
Just as a little
Yep. Easy.
nice and easy. Bet this one's cool because it doesn't factor in like average or anything. The best Supercoach game score wise.
Individual game.
Yeah. So this person scored the most points out of compared to.
West Coast Josh Kennedy.
Yes. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it was when he kicked 10 against the Bulldogs.
Yep. 2011 against the Dogs, he scored 190.
That was only 11 years ago. Anyone would remember that.
I remember watching it.
That's crazy. That's
What's
awesome.
your golf handicap? My handicap is autism.
Oh, but it's not even his team.
No.
Oh, good on you. No, good on you.
Could
I'm
you
not
do
putting shit on you.
second then?
Surely Josh Kennedy. Was it Josh
Yes.
Kennedy in a final against Fremantle?
No, it was.
I was about to get the fucking. I
it was
was about to get the hose out.
178 versus St Kilda in 2019.
Can we somehow look up if the game against Fremantle in the qualifying final in 2015 was second when he scored 150 something?
I can't tell you if it was second, but I can tell you what the score was.
2015 qualifying final when they lost. I'm pretty sure. No, they won. No, they lost.
What did they? What did
No,
they
they
do?
lost. They lost.
Dockers lost by 9 points. He's got 154.
It's pretty good.
Third, you won't get it.
No.
Also a Josh though, Caddy
Caddy.
scored 171. Also against the Dogs in 2015.
Oh, the question was going to be who did he play for in that game? Because he played for 3 different teams.
In 2015, I don't know.
I reckon he was still at Geelong for one last year.
He was, yes.
Yep.
So there's out of that whole list, the people that are finishing their career, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them had their best Supercoach careers at a different club. Supercoach scores
Actually-
average.
Like
There was
Lost
Josh
it.
Caddy, 2015. He averaged 93.7 for the Cats, which is pretty interesting. Didn't know that. Tom Lynch, obviously, at Adelaide, averaged 88.4. Stephen Motlop, 2015 in Geelong's, averaged 88.1. You know what's funny? All three of these people all averaged their highest scores in 2015.
The other weird thing, though, is
Ben
that
McAvoy was at St Kilda.
is
when he
Mundy the
averaged
only
his.
person on the list that never played for more than one club?
Josh Kent. Josh
Kennedy, Kent.
Josh Kennedy. Yeah, so Carlton, Hawthorn, Josh Caddy, Geelong, Devon Smith, GWS, Kane Lambert. Don't know where he
No, he
played.
only played at Richmond.
Okay. Tom Lynch never played for North Melbourne.
Nobody went to North Melbourne. No, he played for St Kilda first.
Did he?
Yep.
There you go. Motlop, obviously. Mundy, Freo. McDonald, Tip and Woody was only Essendon. Jaron Geary was only St Kilda.
That's true.
That's it. Where'd Majak Door play before Melbourne signed?
Oh, hang on.
Did
Like
he even play for Melbourne?
North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's sort of.
Do you know Jaron Geary's claim? Well, not claim to fame, but had one of the strangest AFL injuries of all time.
Oh, that was so
Was it the
bad.
femur?
Close.
Shin broken half.
No. So they played a game in China a couple of years ago.
China.
And he copped a corky that was so bad, he needed emergency surgery to actually
Release the cork.
They basically cut open
They
his
cut-
leg.
And it just went.
Can you get a photo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it in the video because it's fucking
Did they?
gross.
Yeah.
They should have shaken his leg, and it would have popped the cork.
Pop the cork. Oh, yeah. So there's a photo, I think, of the surgery.
Is that
Hello.
so? If that wasn't in China, why was the surgery in China?
And then there's a picture of him with his
Because
the scar.
he might not have
Oh,
been
yeah.
able to travel. With
Yeah, I don't know what the travel thing was. Look at that.
That was in China.
That's a China scar.
I think the game was in China that it happened, but I don't know whether
What?
yeah, I hope he didn't. Maybe did he travel with it and then that's why it got bad?
Don't know. Far out. That's tough. I do remember someone showing me that though. That's real.
Maybe
tough.
the China's got nothing to do with it. Set to play in China after fast. Oh, so he came back to play in China after the injury. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
in the C-
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
that was
CFL.
that was a bad. Google that for yourselves if you do want to see it.
Chinese football league.
Football League.
Is that's it?
That's it. We've done it.
Yeah,
got-
we've done it. Got him.
We've got a
yes.
couple of good things. Obviously, next week's the last round of the home and away season, so it's the last round that Zach and I have to watch our team. Well, Zach not so much, but me end my suffering. My suffering will be ended.
Yeah, so just explain where are you at so far for the round. So I've been knocked
Supercoach.
I've been knocked
I meant
out.
Essendon.
Oh, I've been knocked
But-
out. Where
yeah,
you two are still in.
Let me get my numbers up.
Should we just point out that in our main league, we're probably both going to lose our prelims?
Yeah, so in the main league, I'm playing the Phantom, and the Phantom is going to annihilate me.
Fuck you, dogs!
Yeah. But he is much higher ranked than I, and I think there's a fucking conspiracy. No, he works for Herald Sun, so I assume that Tom Green scoring 125 was his doing.
Yeah. Sure.
He's
It's
wanted
the
to get rid of
only
him for a while.
explanation.
But
Oh, here we go, boys. Cunners coming out.
Yeah, here you
it's
go.
on the
It's
screen, a
just-
little replay. We better fill it in with talking, but
Sorry.
basically, it looks like we're going to get knocked out in our main league, which is disappointing. I just want to hold on to a spot in the top 10,000 because I keep scoring okay each week, but I'm just sort of falling a couple of. Last week was 150 spots, which was a bit unexpected because I scored.
Simo's going to shit all over us this week.
Really?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a big
well,
projection.
Simo's already on 2140, and I'm only on 1865, and I have Crisp, Cameron, and then Tim English's score. I'll
English.
barely scrape 2,000.
Oh, there you go. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many points you
But
score.
yeah, in that league, and then our secondary league that we're all in again. What do we got here? Zach, in one of the prelims, you are 80 points down, and he has Mills and Crisp versus your
Doesn't look like it's
Ridley and Butters. And then I, in the other prelim, have Darcy Cameron and English's 88 versus Mills and Dacos.
Dacos is getting tagged. You are in luck, my friend.
Nick Dacos 27, Callum Mills
At half time.
73,
Yeah. Well,
Darcy
it's over for
Cameron
me.
50.
Oofed. There you go. Oh, well, time will tell.
And I'll,
We'll see. We'll see. You'll get our mood straight away because if we come on the pod and we're happy, it's because we don't have any Supercoach games to play. No. And if we come in and we're very stressed, it's because we're in a final.
And also, if I'm here, I may be a little bit tired. Gratzy baby number 2 is coming this week. I can't guarantee I will be here next week. If I am, it maybe via telephono, but we'll just wait and see. So at least from the person I'm playing in the preliminary final in the main league was copping a bit of banter earlier. They wanted to know if I was going to be on suicide watch, which I thought was a little bit rough. And I said, mate, listen, you got to look at life this way. It's like, I've got another kid coming during the week. That'll help to mend the pain of the Supercoach season potentially coming to an end.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, it is Supercoach after all.
And at the end of the day, you can always just abuse the players that didn't score well.
Yeah, via Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've always been advocates for that.
And ideally, they are multicultural and you can pull the race card. So that you could work out for you, Zach, because I think your team is very white.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
Your team is very white.
And we might finish it there. Water barrels.
So I'm sure yours is too.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
Kick a barrel. Drink a nice
Bailey
beer.
Dale's pretty.
Yeah, drink one.